I'm going to pee a little bit. It's going to happen. I don't feel like it, but it is. Hormonally, is that a word? I'm just sore, you know, from being so large. Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be doing a pregnancy update. Finally, it's been a while. We're back into lots of reviews now that products have been launching. And so between all of those videos and not having time to sit down and film like a full face of just to get ready with me, I have not been able to get to this video. So we're finally here. Honestly, this video, it's gonna go up sometime in the next week. So I might be a little further along when this is actually posted, but I'm going to give you the update as of right now because obviously I don't know what's going to happen in the next week. So if you're new to my channel or if you did not know I was pregnant, I am expecting. I have 5.5 weeks left as of today. I'm recording on Sunday, May 22nd. So that'll just kind of give people an idea because I have no idea when I'm actually going to get this video out. It might be a week from now. It might be this week. I'm not sure. So I'm almost there. And I've been trying to update you guys a few times throughout the pregnancy, let you guys know how things are going, share my pregnancy journey and my experience. And yeah, it's been really fun to share this with you. While I do so, I am going to do my makeup. So it's going to be mainly focused on talking about pregnancy, baby experience, blah, blah, blah. But I will try to remember to mention what products I'm using, and I will also list them all down below. The first product is L'Oreal Matte Lock Primer, and then I'm going to go in with a touch of the Tarte Smoothing Primer. So as I said, I am currently 34.5 weeks pregnant. I have 5.5 weeks left. And so when you guys see this video, I'll either be close to 35 or already 35 weeks pregnant. Sorry. I'm a little bit all over the place. I'll blame it on the pregnancy, and it honestly kind of is. It's between pregnancy and work has been pretty busy. I have just been a little bit all over the place. So excuse my scatterbrained video today. So for 35 weeks pregnant, the baby is as big as a spaghetti squash, which is 18 inches long and 5.25 pounds. Now, keep in mind, I feel like I kind of laugh at these because I'm like, literally not every baby is the same size, but this is just a rough estimate. This is an average. This is like something to get an idea as to how big the baby is. So in the 35th week, she will be gaining weight a little more steadily now. I am having a girl, by the way, if you didn't watch my other videos. It says that she will be packing on anywhere from a pound to several, including large amounts of baby fat and up until delivery day. So she's gonna obviously gain more weight depending on the baby for sure, because not all, you know, some babies are only like 6 pounds when they're born, and if they're like my son, they're almost 9. Now their arms and legs are starting to plump up. Skull does remain soft, but the brain is quickly developing. And the reason the skull remains soft is so that they can easily squeeze through the birth canal. So you know how like babies still have like a little soft spot on the top of their head? That's kind of what that is. So that's like basically the gist of what the baby's gonna be doing this week. You know, it's been, how long has it even been since? It's been like 2 months since I posted. So in the last 2 months, you know, she's developed a lot. Fingernails have grown in. I don't read these all the time because, you know, I just don't have the time. But baby has grown a lot in terms of like physically, and then obviously also developing as well. The baby also throughout the last couple months is more kind of like sleeping and awake time. Like she'll close her eyes when she's sleeping and she'll open her eyes when she's not. Side note, I'm going in with my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Mont Blanc. So yeah, over the last couple months, she's definitely developed a lot. Fingernails and started to lose that like downy hair that they get, which is kind of like they have like, they're basically hairy when they're developing. They have like this almost peach fuzz. And when they're born, I find they still have it. Some of them at least. But just like they start to lose it in utero. It's just wild how, I mean, it feels like forever. 9 months feels like a very, very long time when you're actually carrying the baby. But in the grand scheme of things, the fact that a whole entire human being is formed inside of your body within 9 months, like that is wild to me. It's a really, honestly, like miraculous process. Might not feel like it, but it is. If your baby is a boy as of like the 34th week, the testicles start to make their way down from the abdomen to the scrotum. But roughly 3 to 4% are born with undescended testicles, and preterm babies typically they wouldn't have descended yet. Not that I really need to know that this time, but all these things are happening in these last, month or two. Let's talk about kind of what's happening to me in, like, I'm reading from this app I've mentioned. It's called What to Expect. It's honestly nice. I like it mainly because I can always check if I forget how far along I am, what week exactly I am. And then it is nice to see, like what's going on with the baby. And then it also has like links to stuff. Sometimes I'll be having a symptom, like a new symptom, and then I'll go on the app and it literally will be an article linked like this, so blah, 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 like, lightning crotch. And so it's kind of nice because it makes you feel like, okay, this is normal. Okay, I'm just going in with the Dior concealer that I just recently reviewed. I've been really enjoying this. And then I'm just going to pop the tiniest bit of the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy, which I've also been testing kind of behind the scenes, and I have been really enjoying, just to brighten things up a little bit because it's a little bit lighter. So for me, I'm growing very much. So I'm much bigger probably than you last saw me. I definitely have popped. And I actually was at my mom's the other day, and she mentioned that it looked like I dropped, which if you've never heard of that term before, means it's like when the baby kind of drops down lower, closer to the kind of like the birth canal. I don't know the medical terms, like closer, like drops down, which is basically preparing for labor, which happens in the last couple months. Frequent urination. Definitely happening for me, that's for sure. Every pregnancy is different, but there's also a lot of things that are common throughout pregnancies. So I found when I first was pregnant, I had to like get up and pee like at least 2 or 3 times a night. And then I actually found it got a little bit better. And then it's now getting worse again. Although I feel like because I've been so tired, because I'm getting in the late point of my pregnancy, have fatigue in, the last like trimester of pregnancy, especially nearing the end, it gets worse for me personally. But because I'm so tired, I think sometimes I'm not waking up as much because I'm so out. Like when I'm sleeping, I'm like out. So that's good because I think my body's just not waking up. But if I'm like having a night where I'm waking up a lot, it's like every time I wake up, I feel like I have to pee so bad. And it's like to the point where it's like I could lay here and ignore it, but then I'm probably not going to be able to fall asleep. So you just get up and you go pee. I never really had the greatest bladder control. And I know that sounds funny, but if I laugh too hard, I'll like pee a little bit. So embarrassing to share, but it's so much worse when I'm pregnant. Like if I am doing something where my hands are full and I have to sneeze, if I can't put the things down to like kind of, or cross my legs to like apply pressure, I'm gonna pee my pants. Like it like not full on pee my pants, but like I'm going to pee a little bit. It's going to happen. So this is the joys of pregnancy. And then I find it's almost like I'll have just peed, and then I feel like I have to pee again. And I'm like, what is this? And like sometimes I'll go and I barely have to pee at all. It's just that feeling. And I think it's when she's applying pressure to my bladder. But it's like, then sometimes I go and I like actually pee. And I'm like, what? I just pee. Like, how am I producing this much pee? By the way, I'm going in with the Milk Makeup liquid bronzer, another new product that I've been testing that I've been loving. Yeah, so I would just say that I've definitely gotten bigger, so I'm a little more uncomfortable, definitely am getting like sore and just like that uncomfy stage, where like I can't ever really get super comfortable. I've definitely found this pregnancy, I've really utilized the pregnancy pillow. Last pregnancy, I did more actually at the beginning, and then I found like I stopped using it, and I don't know why. I can't sleep without it. I have it on my one side, and then my other side, if I have to flip over, then I will just like, it kind of supports my back, which is nice. And then I tuck my blanket between my legs and like under my stomach. So I have like my two side situations. And then sometimes like, because my hips, I mentioned last time that my hips started hurting. It's gotten worse. So my hips get so sore, like to the point where there have been times, and my son typically wakes up around between 7:30ish and 8. So I'm usually not up before that. Let's just say that. But let's say he were to like sleep until 8:30 one day or whatever. There's been times where I wake up because my hips hurt so bad, and I might as well just stay up because I don't think I'll be able to fall back asleep because they hurt so bad. That doesn't happen very often. It's just, I usually have to switch sides, and it's just funny because I did not have that at all last time. My hips did not hurt at all last time. What else? Fatigue, as I said, definitely fatigue. I find there's days, it's actually, honestly, it's not horrible yet, but I've just been so busy, like with work. I've been like, because I'm home with my son during the day, and then I will have clients in the evening, and it's been like almost every day, especially during the week, which is awesome. Like, I'm not complaining because through COVID, I was so slow. Probably the busiest I've gotten, since I've been on my own, just because the majority of the time I was working out of my home was COVID time. So I have not really been able to get a good period. I feel like all the busy times of the year we were locked down in the last 2 years. So it's been really great. Like, obviously I'm not complaining about the money, but it's just like, I've definitely noticed I need rest. But it's difficult because it's like during the day, I can't just like have a nap because I have my son. I want to always make sure I'm taking him like outside because I don't want to just like stick him in front of the TV all the time. Like, I save that for when I'm really not feeling well, and I'll just like rest on the couch if I have to, You do what you gotta do. But this is the Hourglass Vanish Blush Stick in the shade Sacred. Because my work's been busy and then my personal life's been busy too. I've had like my sister's baby shower. I threw her a baby shower. It went really well. It was so cute. I actually had a little tiny baby shower. I have been like working on the weekends, and then I visit family, or there's been like multiple birthday parties for my cousin's children, which like I'm pretty close with my family. Like, I have Hudson, so he's invited because like they're kids, and so it's just between all of that, I just feel like I'm always like I haven't had a day just to like do nothing. And then there's that, and then I do record and edit my videos and yada yada yada. So it's like I've been busy, and so I do feel like if I don't take a break sometimes, I feel really, really burnt out. I don't honestly get that hormonal very often. Like, I feel like I'm lucky that way. Like, I'm not a super emotional person. I'm definitely more emotional during pregnancy. Like, I can cry very easily, especially when I'm like watching a TV show or something. But like, there have been a few times where I'm like, I literally feel so overwhelmed and I'm exhausted to the point where I'm like, want to cry. So those times I'm like, okay, I need to go lay down and just relax. I think it's also during pregnancy, you start to kind of nesting starts near the end, which is where you get this like overwhelming sense of like, you need to get everything ready for the baby. And sometimes it can happen as early as like your second trimester. I do think I had a bit of a nesting stage in my second trimester because I like needed to organize the basement. I wanted to wait for my husband to move like all the heavy stuff, but I was like, I could not wait. So I did everything I possibly could before he got home, and then just like waited because it just needed to happen. I definitely feel though, like, because you kind of have so much to do, you got to get like the nursery ready. You have so much to think about. Like, do I have this ready for the baby? Do I have this ready for the baby? It is overwhelming, and then you just feel like you have so much to do, and then time like it creeps up on you quickly. Like, I only have 5.5 weeks left, and I still have to get like the nursery's painted. We have the dresser built. Like, my husband's probably gonna build the crib today. So it's like, honestly, we really don't have that much to do, but it just feels like we are out of time. And I think I have more anxiety this time about going early. And I'm not saying that I like will. I probably won't because I was 6 days late with my son. So You never know though. It's just like there's such a long period of time that there's a possibility you could go into labor. You know what I mean? So I feel like all of that is just like constantly running through my head, and it gets overwhelming because then once I'm busy and I'm tired, it's like I can't handle it. My mind, I can't handle everything going on. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows off camera really quick because I can't talk and do that. And I feel like I'm also going on these tangents about things that like aren't really important. So I need to like regroup and get on topic here. I'm like, you can tell probably from video to video, I get more scatterbrained. This is how I get when I'm pregnant. I literally can't think clearly. We'll blame it on the pregnancy, even though I'm kind of just like that in general. Yeah, so back on topic here. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say like the hormones, just like, I feel like I don't have the patience would be a better way to explain it. Like when I easily get overwhelmed, like it's mainly because I don't have the patience that I normally have. And I have found that difficult because I have a 4-year-old son, and it's like it takes everything out of me all like to be patient with him all day, so I don't have any extra. That's normal to like lose patience and to feel overwhelmed for sure. There's a lot going on physically, mentally, emotionally, hormonally, is that a word? I have actually been experiencing some, guess you would call it cramping, and I wasn't really concerned because like your body is stretching around ligament pain, but I get a little bit of cramping. It might be Braxton Hicks, but I don't think so. I think it's just like I'm just sore, from being so large. So I had my glucose test. It was fine. So I don't have gestational diabetes, thank goodness. I'm just going in with my Natasha Denona Tan Bronze and Glow palette for the bronzer and the highlight. I don't think I've talked to you guys since I've had my ultrasound. Earlier from my last ultrasound, they noticed that my placenta was low. So the concern was that it would kind of be covering the cervix. So if that was the case, I would have had to have a C-section, as obviously I can't push the baby out when the placenta is in the way. It would be quite, actually, it can make the pregnancy a little more high risk. So I was a little nervous about that. She had said when she first noticed it that it can happen, and typically as you grow bigger, the placenta grows upwards and away from the cervix, which thank goodness that was the case for me. So I don't have any concerns about that anymore, which is awesome. Also, the other concern too is you could have a placental abruption. So you would have to like make sure you're not having any internal disturbances. We'll just say that, medically or personally. So like you're not supposed to have sex or have any pelvic exams is what I'm trying to get across. We're all adults here, all right? Basically, from all of my appointments, I'm growing, and they seem to feel the baby's growing great, and heartbeat strong and healthy, and blood pressure is good for me. So everything is going according to like what you would want it to, which is awesome. Yeah, so I'm very thankful that there's really been no major concerns. I've had a pretty lucky and healthy pregnancy. My heartburn is definitely still kicking. I cannot eat spicy food anymore. And like I mentioned that before, I think, how like I had to kind of start cutting out spicy food. Like, no, like I can't. It's like last night, me and my husband went out to dinner because my parents had my son for the night. It was so good. The food was so good. We went to this place called Graffiti Market, and everything about it, the pizzas were so good, and the nachos were so good. Now I'm going to be going in with the Pat McGrath Bridgerton palette. So I didn't know they had jalapenos on them, and it wasn't even honestly that spicy. Like I normally would be able to eat it no problem, and I was able to eat it no problem, but I did pick a lot of them off because I was like, I don't want to get heartburn. And I sure did get heartburn last night, that's for sure. And that's like with my heartburn pill. Like I take prescription medication for it. So I had to take Tums last night because I like just couldn't deal. I could not deal. Baby is moving still. Like she has never really stopped moving. Once she started, she moves a lot. I think she moves more than Hudson did. But I just also might not remember correctly. But she typically like moves a lot when after I've eaten, or like at night. She actually this is something that's very different from Hudson. So Hudson actually never got the hiccups in utero. I know a lot of pregnant women experience. I never experienced that with Hudson, and she gets them almost every night, like within a couple of hours, around the same time. Feels like a small little kick, but it's like, and it was cute the first time, but now I'm like, it's usually when I'm trying to fall asleep. So I'm like, can you just stop it, please? Definitely the movements are less like jab. It's more like sliding her arm across my stomach, or like poking her bum or whatever it is out. As I said, we painted the nursery. We did pink. Like a light pink. It's a little darker than I thought it was going to be though. Definitely a little bit darker, which is fine. I feel like paint's always darker than you expect it to be, but it's really nice. It's the only reason I wanted it a little bit lighter was because I wanted to have pink curtains, like a light pink with like blush, or like a darker pink curtain. But I think the paint's a little bit too pink because I don't want it to be like pink everywhere. It's like be too much pink. So I think I'm going to go with gray or white. I think gray would be better because it'd be easier to find blackouts. And then I'm not really doing like a theme. It's just like pink kind of is the theme. Just like pink walls, probably gray curtains, maybe either a pink or a gray rug, maybe like a little area rug. I have like a light gray rocking chair. We're just using the same one from Hudson. It's like not one of the wooden ones. It's like it looks like a big like chair you would put in like a family room or something, but it rocks. So it's really nice. Our crib sheets and stuff will be mainly like, we're going to do like florals, like for like the theme, but yeah, like floral pink is kind of the theme. I did a little order from Pat, and I wanted to share my experience from it. So if you've never heard of the website, it is honestly, I would bet money that it's from the same, like it's the same owners of Shein, or however you pronounce that. Because if I do an unboxing, you'll see why. But basically it's cheap, really cute clothes for kids, and you can get some adult clothes too, like maternity clothes, matching outfits for your kids and stuff like that. And it's really, really cute. Like the stuff is so stinking adorable, and it's so cheap. And I wanted to share my experience with you guys, to say like whether I think it's worth checking out. So I might show you guys, whoops, nice. I might show you guys what I got. We just really need to get a new monitor, because we're going to be getting a 2-camera one, because I do still use one for my son. He's 4, so I know it's kind of old to have a monitor, but I can't hear him in his room when I sleep, because our rooms are like decently far apart. We're on the same level, but like across like a decent sized hall. And I also sleep with a loud fan, and he won't get out of his bed at night. So if you were to cry, the only way I hear him is through the monitor. So I want to keep a monitor in his room for now, at least. So we're actually going to get like a split camera one, which I'm excited to see how that goes. And then it's like, I said to my husband the other day, I'm like, we should probably build the bassinet in the next couple of weeks, because what if I do go early, and then like I don't want to be coming home from the hospital and him like building the bassinet, you know? So I'm like, let's just get that done so that it's done. Okay, so I went ahead and finished up the makeup look, because I'm pretty much done the pregnancy update. So yeah, that is basically the gist of everything that's going on with baby, with me physically. And yeah, very exciting times to come. I will do one more update before the baby, and then I am planning on pre-recording some videos, so it gives me some time to kind of recover, and I may not be up to recording and editing videos with a newborn. So I'm going to do some pre-recorded videos, and then I will definitely kind of do a post-pregnancy update, maybe show you baby and kind of let you know how that's been going. So when baby actually does come, I will probably, I'm going to just kind of see how things go, but I might go down to 1 video a week, just so that those pre-recorded videos last me a little bit longer. And then once things are kind of, I'm recovered and in a good routine, then I will get back on track and update you guys. I hope you guys have been enjoying this. I sure have been enjoying sharing my experience. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you did, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time.